So the other day, I was in my truck doing a little inventory, if you will, checking on some of the items that I have underneath my seat and behind my seat. And, you know, whether it was my raincoat, my tarp, I just wanted to make sure that everything was in working order and still in good shape. So I look under one of the seats, one of the bins under the seats, and I find this really old med kit or first aid kit. I mean, this thing was so old that even the rubber gloves were breaking down. I don't know if they're rubber, whatever they are, they were just breaking down. And at that point I was like, I gotta get a new one. So fast forward to today, and what I have here is Always Prepared First Aid Kits. It's on Amazon. I'm gonna put a link in the description for full product details, all the items that are in there, so you guys can check that out. It is, from my understanding, one of the highest rated and most, I don't know, diverse med kits or first aid kits that you're gonna find in the $20, $25 range. So the first thing that we come to is basically getting to know your first aid kit. It's gonna have all the information that you need for the most part in terms of what's included in this case. So I'm gonna leave that in there for my own reference. It's kind of I don't want it to get all wrinkled up, and I don't want to damage it just because just in case I have to refer to it for any particular reason. But for example, you have yourself an instant cold compress. You have yourself some gauze. You have gloves. A lot of good stuff going on in here. You have an emergency blankie. That could come in handy for a number of reasons. You have yourself a 6-inch light stick, so you can have a rave, which is nice. Or for emergencies, that too. You have your triangular bandage. Not sure how you'd use half of this stuff, but hey, you know what? I lied. There's pictures. There, go figure. How about that? Anyways, let's take a look here. We also have some sterile gauze pads. We got a few of those in there. I'm just gonna start taking everything out. This is kind of like one of those endless bags. You have your, I guess, surgical scissors, medical scissors, scissors to cut stuff with. Like I said, I'm not an expert. Be gentle with me in the comments below. We have some antibiotic ointment. Hey, that's good. You know, these are awesome things to have in your car, especially like if you're a parent and you've got kids and they play sports and they hurt themselves or something like that. They don't want to tell anybody while they're at the game. They want to tough it out and whatever the case is. And they're like, you know, I got a scrape, and you just reach in the back of your car and, you know, you throw some ointment on it and throw a Band-Aid on there and they're good to go. So going to the other side here, this is more like, I don't know, it's got like a little survival thing in here. And that was one of the things that I thought was really neat about this, because it really does try to accommodate a wide variety of needs for people, because people just don't live in a high population, high density area like I do. Some people, you know, probably the majority of people live in I don't know, wide open spaces where there's, you know, not a lot of folks out there, maybe even farmland, and they might get lost or whatever the case is. A compass, you can't ever go wrong with that. So kudos to those guys. I don't know what this is. Probably something about, yes, okay, yes. This right here is gonna be your whatchamacallit, the thing where you blow in people's mouths. I'm having a brain fart. It's gonna come out. This is for mouth to mouth. You have, like I said before, your emergency kit. So I guess a lot of folks would find this to be great, like for a bug out situation. So like, hell, you can fix your clothes. It looks like, I don't know if this is a razor blade. Fading Eagle safety razor blade. You know, you can go for a shave while you're out there in the wilderness. So you got a whistle here. And don't get offended, folks. I'm not trying to make light of this too much. Just being real here, or being silly rather. You have your tweezers that can come in handy. Always can come in handy. Can never have enough tweezers, man. All right, so what else we got here? We have our hooded plastic poncho. I'm gonna try to keep track of all this stuff because I swear to you I'm gonna lose it all. So this was in the front of in the one main compartment. Let's toss that over there. All right, so we have our tape. We have, let me go continue in the back here. Let's see here, abdominal combine pad. That looks scary. I wouldn't want to have to use that. What do we have here? So Adventure Medical, maybe some sort of adhesive. I don't know what this is, but I'm sure there's some information I can read up on about that. And then you have your alcohol pads and your Band-Aids. All that stuff is in one convenient container, or bag, if you will. Q-tips, in case you forget to clean out your ears. Just kidding, don't use that. Just use this for what they're supposed to be used for. That's pretty much it, that's in the bag. The bag itself, the quality, seems pretty good. It's sturdy. You really can't ask for much for a first aid kit bag. I mean, really. But yeah, this is everything that's in here. I'm pretty impressed with it. I can't complain. Like I said, I'm not an expert in the topic, but I think this would facilitate most of my needs if I hurt myself or a minor scrape, scratch, a cut, I think this would do the job. If I get lost anywhere, I mean, hell, a compass, that's awesome. Whistle, you could fix your clothing if you're out there. I mean, there's times, if you watch, there's videos out there of people that were stranded out there in the wilderness, in Oregon or wherever else, and they had nothing. They had nothing at all, so this is way better than nothing. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome content. I'll see you guys on the next video.